From the NewsChannel 5 network, this is SportsLine.
Good evening, Nashville, and welcome to SportsLine. I am Jon Burton with you for the next hour. Would love to hear from you tonight. 737-7767 is the number to call. Anything that's on your sport and mind. Of course, a lot going on both here in Middle Tennessee and across the sports world. The Titans, of course, coming off that big heart-stopping win over the LA Chargers back on Sunday at Nissan Stadium. I'm sure over the past couple of days with Steve Lehman, you've had an opportunity to talk about it. If you want to talk about that game and where the Titans go from here, you can certainly give us a call. And Ryan Tannehill, a winner in his first start as the Titans quarterback. But, of course, it took a last-second goal line stand by the defense to preserve the victory. But, you know, when you look at how Ryan Tannehill performed, over 300 yards passing, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception where his arm was hit as he threw. You know, he kind of approaches the game a little bit differently than Marcus Mariota. At least it appears that way. The ball's coming out. Ryan Tannehill's a guy with a strong arm. He trusts his arm. And he's going to give his receivers a chance. He fits some balls into some tight spaces on Sunday. They converted a lot of big third downs in that game as well. And you saw, you know, guys like Corey Davis and A.J. Brown and even Tajay Sharp and Jonnu Smith really kind of come out of their shells and emerge a little bit. And so we'll see where this goes coming forward. Of course, the Titans host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Nissan Stadium on Sunday. That's a noon kickoff. And the Titans will once again try to go for a second straight win. So we will continue to preview that game for you. We're going to hear from several members of the Two-Tone Blue throughout the hour. Tennessee still trying to figure out who their starting quarterback is going to be on Saturday. Doesn't look like Brian Maurer is going to be available, so it could be Jarrett Garantano getting the start, or perhaps someone else. So we'll monitor that. Vanderbilt, of course, on the bye this week, as is Tennessee State. So college football now kind of starting to get into the late October, early November weeks and months as the second half of the college football season is really getting into gear. We're going to start to find out who the pretenders are and who the contenders are, of course, as well. Before you know it, it'll be college basketball season. You know, Vanderbilt, Belmont, Middle Tennessee, Tennessee State, Tennessee, of course. We'll all be getting things going again pretty soon. So busy several weeks ahead. Nationally, you got the World Series going on. Astros and Nationals tied 2-2 in the early innings there. Of course, the Nats kind of stunned the Astros, taking Game 1 last night. They led the series 1-0. The Astros, of course, a heavy favorite to beat the Washington Nationals in the World Series. So that is going on as well. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we've got a very special guest coming on. He's going to join us by phone. He is the newly crowned Mr. Olympia for 2019, the most prestigious bodybuilding contest in the world. Brandon Curry, Middle Tennessee's own, born and raised right here in Nashville, went to school at Hunters Lane, attended Middle Tennessee State University, played football for a little while, but then decided to focus his training just on bodybuilding and kind of got away from football. He's a busy man, but he won the famous Sandow Trophy. Mr. Olympia, for those that don't know, those that aren't familiar in bodybuilding, that is the creme de la creme of all bodybuilding shows. It is the #1 bodybuilding show in the world. It is the event that made Arnold Schwarzenegger a household name. It is the event that made Lou Ferrigno a household name and has breeded many champions, guys like Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman and Dorian Yates and most recently Phil Heath and Dexter Jackson. So a local guy has made history and has etched his name in the most prestigious bodybuilding show and contest there is. So Brandon Curry, 8:30, bottom of the hour. Wherever you're watching and listening, will join us bottom of the hour. Looking forward to that, to catching up with Brandon. He's very, very busy. He's touring all over not only the country but the world as the 2019 Mr. Olympia contest winner. So we'll talk a little bodybuilding, talk a little nutrition, maybe some tips for you folks out there that are looking to get in or stay in shape. And we're looking forward to have Brandon Curry join us as well. Your phone calls, as we said, always welcome. Your thoughts on the Titans. 3-4 right now if they can beat the Bucs at home, and they are favored to do so. on Sunday. It gets them back to 4-4 and very much in the thick of things, either for a wild card spot in the AFC or perhaps still the AFC South Division, depending on what the Texans and Colts do, obviously, and the Jaguars as well. They're hanging around as best they can with Gardner Minshew. So a very important game for the Two-Tone Blue on Sunday, and for them to win, they'll need another solid game from their new starting quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, who spoke with the media earlier today.
How did it feel out there today, Ryan, just with the movement of the offense and kind of getting it into a flow?
Yeah, it felt good. Obviously did some good things. We moved the ball, put some points on the board. There's some drives that we were close and we weren't able to finish and keep them going. But guys played.
All right. That is Ryan Tannehill, but that was not from today's media session. That was from after the game a few days ago. Now, our fearless producer, Taylor Prey, informs me that we have today's sound from Ryan Tannehill. Enjoy.
I think maybe after going back over tape, with the game and so forth, how would you kind of evaluate your first game as a starter there?
Yeah, I think we did some good things. We were efficient most of the day. There's definitely some plays I'd like to have back and things we can improve upon, but definitely think that that's something we can build on. And, moving forward, we just really need to take another step, clean up some operation things that I can be better at, and we'll be in good shape.
What did you think of, it looked like you had a pretty decent amount of time in the pocket for the most part. What did you think of the protection?
Yeah, the offensive line did a great job the entire day, especially when you consider two new guys, jumping in there, some guys going down with Nate and Jack going down, just having Dennis and Jamil step up. They played a lot of football for us, but it was really a seamless integration of those guys when they came in. Had good time all day, and really, felt good in the pocket.
Knowing where you are, like a game and a half out of the division, coming off of a win, how important is it for you guys to start stacking wins together to sort of keep pace?
Well, it's huge. Obviously, teams in our division are playing well, and we need to kind of get this thing going and build off of what we did last week. Obviously, not exactly where we want to be at 3-4, but it's where we're at, and there's a lot of football in front of us. We just need to execute and play well.
You guys have gone three and out something like 40% of the time in the first quarter. I know you've dug out of it a lot. You dug out of it this week, the time of possession you dug out of. But how much easier could you make things on yourself if you got out to an easier start, and what may be stopping you early?
Yeah, no doubt. When you start fast, things get going a little faster for you as an offense. When you can kind of get in a rhythm and put a long drive together early or put points on the board early, it definitely gets things going offensively for you. So something we can work on.
You guys had some run after catch plays that turned some short routes into chunk plays for you on Sunday. How much better can that get the more that you get to work with the first team receivers in practice?
Yeah, our guys did a good job. We have some talented guys that are dangerous once they get the ball in their hands. So as much as we can do that, get the ball in their hands on the run and allow them to make plays. We have big, strong, physical guys. AJ, Corey, Jonu, our tight ends can run. So as much as we can get the hands on the ball in space, then we're going to be in good shape. Let them go to work.
I think along those lines, Ryan, I think both AJ and Corey had season highs in catches and targets on Sunday. Coincidence, you think, or anything that goes into that? Or?
They've been playing hard all year. I think just consistently improving, getting a little better each and every week, and just staying the course. They've been working hard. And sometimes that's the way football goes. The ball finds you sometimes, and sometimes there's certain games where, for whatever reason, the ball's not finding you. So I think those guys are doing the right things, and the ball finally found them.
How much do throws that you made seemed to require at least some level of trust? Was that hard to sort of just build with 1 week of practice? Or do you expect that to sort of just continue to develop?
Yeah, I expect it to continue to develop. That's the passing game is timing and trust. Expecting those guys to be in the right spot at the right time. So I have a ton of trust in those guys, and I think I saw it happening in practice and in training camp when I was able to throw those guys a little bit. But really, just getting a week of practice under my belt with them, only deepened that trust.
What kind of challenges, I guess, does their defense maybe give this offense?
Yeah, it's a pressure-based defense. They're going to throw a ton of different looks at you, and they're good at their pressures. They collapse the pocket from the inside, and then they have their edge rushers on the outside along with their safeties. So they're going to throw a ton of different looks at you, try to confuse you, and really make things stressful in the pocket.
There were a couple early snaps between you and Ben last week. Is that just a comfort level thing that you guys have to get over to prevent that from continuing to happen?
Yeah, it's on me as a quarterback, just making sure we're both on the same page, and moving forward, I expect us to be.
What's the overall comfort level for you, you know, given you had a week of practice and you had a game under your belt and kind of going forward now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, you know, one game in, you know, just continuing to settle in with this offense, with this team, but I'm confident in the guys that are out there and expect things to just continue to gel together.
You mentioned, you know, where you guys are in the standings and all that, and having to stack good performances together. That's kind of been a problem around here over the last few years. Is it, from where you sit, is it just a mindset in terms of how you prepare and how you go out and play?
It's a mindset to have confidence and go out, and the habits you establish in practice and in your preparation. You know, from the walkthroughs, taking out to the practice field and the meeting rooms, just having that focus day in and day out of what you need to accomplish. And then on Sundays, you got to go execute. You know, you can meet well, you can practice well, but if you don't play well on Sundays, it's kind of all for naught. So you have to be able to put the whole thing together.
No, the sneak didn't work out the way you guys wanted, but notice even before the snap, Ben and centers have a little leeway there. He almost moves it up to the first down marker before he snaps it. How savvy is that by a veteran center to set you guys up in that situation?
I didn't even see that happen, honestly. Didn't even know it was a factor in the play until you just said that.
Brian, your thoughts on the Bucs defense? They got some guys who like to rush the passers. What have you seen out of them so far?
Yeah, they do a good job. Like I said, I think it starts on the inside for these guys, big guys, you know, Sue, Vea, guys that want to push the pocket, big bodies inside, and then, you know, outside they have guys that can get around the edge as well. So when you add that along with their pressures and the different looks that they give you, they definitely do a good job of attacking the pocket.
How much do you use the huddle to motivate guys or kick guys in the rear if you think they need it, or are you strictly calling the play and let's get up to the line?
No, we're talking in there. You know, I'm trying to remind guys certain things, motivate, you know, if I can, throughout the drive, keep the energy up, you know, correct guys of whatever comes up. You know, that's part of the game is just talking, communicating, and making sure we're all on the same page and we're all, you know, pushing forward, trying to get the ball in the end zone. So definitely a time to communicate and make sure we're all on the same page.
You've obviously played this league a long time and had success, but when you do it with a new team, first time out, I mean, how much do you think that builds confidence in you from guys in the locker room?
I would hope it gives them some confidence, you know. I can't speak for them on what they feel, but I know I have more confidence now throwing to those guys after seeing them go make contested catches in traffic. You know, Corey early in the game, AJ throughout the game, just being able to attack the football and go get it. You know, I told them, like, hey, you guys get open, I'm going to throw it to you. You guys attack the football and make plays, and they did that. So I know I have a lot more trust in those guys now that I've thrown those passes to them and seen them make the catches.
What was the feedback you got from them, like after the game, and maybe I know it's move on to the next week, but what was that like as far as comments you got from them after the win?
There was a lot of excitement. You know, you go through an emotional game like that, it's kind of exhausting emotionally at the end of that game. You know, the roller coaster of the last minute on the clock, but however long, 35 minutes that took us in actual time, you know, it was a roller coaster. So, you know, guys are tired, and after the game, we're just, you know, celebrating, enjoying the moment.
How much did maybe watching the first 5 weeks from the sideline kind of help you Sunday and then going forward and seeing how things go?
Well, it's definitely, you know, not like I came from a different team and just showed up and started playing. You know, I've seen these guys work. I've seen them run routes. I've built some timing and trust with them throughout practice, throughout the spring, throughout training camp. So definitely learned a lot while just watching, you know. It's obviously better to go through it yourself, but at the same time, you are able to take away the notes the corrections, the good things, all those types of things. You know, I'm definitely taking note of those things and trying to apply them to my game.
Do you look at this as an opportunity maybe going forward to be the guy that they've been looking for here at quarterback maybe this year and even beyond?
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is. You know, my plan is to go beat the Tampa Bay Bucs, and that's what I'm trying to do this week is just focus on Tampa and you know, trying to win this game.
Ryan Tannehill, the new starting quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, talking about his play last week, 312 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception as the Titans get a win over the LA Chargers. They head into this week's game again at home at Nissan Stadium against the Tampa Bay Bucks Sunday at noon, looking to make it 2 straight wins, something the Titans have not been able to do yet this year. And if they want to keep pace in the AFC playoff race and the AFC South race, they'll obviously need to beat Tampa on Sunday. Let's head to the phones real quick, check in with John, who joins us. Hey, John.
How's it going?
What's up, man? What's on your mind tonight?
I was on my mind, and I was going to say, you think Titans are going to take it all year round?
What do you think?
If they got him in, they're going to take it all year round.
All right, thanks for the call. Somebody jump in where he left off. Great to get calls tonight, isn't it? All right, don't forget, bottom of the hour, Mr. Olympia 2019, Brandon Curry will join us. And your phone calls, more like John's, hopefully. Up next, we'll hear from Titans head coach Mike Vrabel as the Two-Tone Blue gets set for Sunday's game, as we said, at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Stay with us.